Hi, and welcome to Here with Laura. I'm your host, Laura Williams. I'm a designer, entrepreneur, and mom, and this is a space where real life and meaningful conversations meet. Today, I'm joined by a force in the wellness space. She is a doctor of clinical nutrition, founder of a leading concierge functional wellness practice called Nuvitru, not to mention an amazing mother, wife, and friend of mine. Please welcome Dr. Lahana Vigliano.
Hello. Thank you for having
Hi,
me.
thank you for being here.
Yes. I'm excited to get into all the things.
All the things. So, Lahana and I met probably 7, 8 years ago when I had first moved to Austin. Our husbands, I think,
I think it was the
met.
husband.
Yeah, they kind of
Yep.
became buddies. And I was like, yeah, have them over for dinner. I'm pregnant with my son. So I guess 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And we had you guys over for dinner. I remember we were like swinging from trees that night. Not me, because I was pregnant.
I don't think me either.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Doug
Okay.
and Chase were swinging from
Sounds about
trees.
right. My first impression was her kitchen's beautiful.
Oh, phew. Thank goodness. Yeah, it was a labor of love.
Yeah.
So you are so interesting to talk to because you've created your own business in functional medicine, but you started off in pre-med. How did you get to where you are in your sector of the wellness world?
Yeah. Because I was in pre-med and I was like the 5-year-old that always knew what she wanted to do. So I was kind of that weird kid.
You were like, I want to be a doctor my whole life?
Yes. Like I just loved health. I don't know, maybe just helping people. There's no rhyme or reason to it, just fate. And then when I was in pre-med, I realized at least we were getting taught a pill for an ill. And that just didn't seem fun or right. I felt like there was more to health than that.
I haven't heard that before. A pill for an ill.
Really?
Never. And maybe I just don't read enough things that are about that, but that's so interesting and I like that tagline.
Trademark. I'm just
There
kidding.
you go. Trademark it now.
And so I was forced to take a nutrition class and I still wasn't completely sold, to be honest, but I started seeing the potential there. And kind of going back to, I had my son at like 17, 18 years old. And I feel like when you become a mom, your brain kind of changes too. And maybe like what you want out of life, you know, how you want your lifestyle to look and flexibility and just all these other things that I definitely did not think about when thinking about a career. So
well, it fully shifts.
Yeah, 100%. So then I was like, well, maybe I can do something along these lines because I can actually understand that this is answering a question of like, well, why are we getting sick in the first place, right? Because I was being taught like, you know, patient comes in, diabetes, I think it was my pharmacology class or even my immunology class. I love all that data. And honestly, it still has helped me in my current path. But I remember thinking like, you know, like take metformin, that's pretty much it. And I'm like, okay. Again, that's
but how did they get here? And what are the things
like,
that we can do differently?
Exactly. Like not just prevention, but like what if someone doesn't want to take meds? Or are we reliant on meds? And maybe it's the control freak Enneagram 8 in me that's just like, I feel like I need more. Like I want more control. Yeah. So if someone I know that did have it, but they wanted something different, is that a possibility? And of course it is. Mm-hmm. And so that's where I started seeing the like, okay, I feel like nutrition is like a really big part here. And I really didn't think I really fell in love with it until I was like a couple years in. So I just felt like it was just a next, I guess, alternative path that had potential. And I went with it.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And so how long ago did you start Nuvitru?
2015.
Wow. Oh my gosh, 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
That's so cool.
I mean, that's great. But also I'm like, it's been 10 years. I think where we get so hard on ourselves as entrepreneurs, we're like, I should be, you know, this place. But I'm like, it's a journey.
Right. But you're killing it. So hush. So you have a staff. When did you know you needed to grow, create a staff? What does your business infrastructure look like on the back end for you?
Yes. I think it was when I was like, I can't do it all. And I started off with an assistant because I feel like that's taught everywhere. And like any business is just like the things that are so easy to do, you don't need to be doing it. So that was my first hire. And then my second hire, I think, was more of a practitioner because I needed help with patients. And then I also realized like, wow, my days are filled with patients, which don't get me wrong, I love. But then nothing's happening in the business because everything's that. So I'm like, that's when I know I needed to hire another practitioner. But I know everyone, when they ask me questions about hiring, this is such an awful like answer that's not duplicatable and I wish it was, but I really lead with like my intuition.
Mhm.
And that is like when I feel like I'm needing to hire, I just intuitively know like this is a space I need help in, whether it's something that I'm uneducated about or I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm
No,
like,
but I mean,
okay, I
that's
need
smart.
it.
You have to fill the void. And
Yeah.
if it's something that you're dreading working on, like for me, the finance side,
Oh, yeah.
can't stand it.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be sending the invoices instead of me because I feel uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, I don't need to bill them that much. And it's like, I worked all those hours. I need to
Yeah.
bill them that much,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh, gosh. Yes.
And it's
Love that.
just, yeah. So filling the gaps of the things that you do not enjoy. So how many practitioners do you have now?
Yep.
And are they all in Austin?
No. So we're kind of all over the place, but we have two. Then we have some back-end employees, and then we have contractors.
Okay.
So yeah, a little mix of everything. But when I hire, again, I know I'm going to hire that person within like the first 2 seconds of meeting them. Like even before they start answering my questions, I just know. And so that's
You
why
feel a
everyone's like,
vibe.
okay, well that's not helpful to like teach people. I'm like, I know, it just is a vibe.
But I think meshing with somebody and driving with them it's a huge piece because this business is you. You created it. It is all, it is Lahana,
Yeah.
even though, yes, it's Nuvitru.
Yeah.
It's Lahana. You have done this for 10 years and it's your baby. And, you have to make sure that the person that you're hiring to represent you is somebody that you appreciate and feel like is doing justice.
Yeah. And that's so scary. I'm sure you know. It's so scary, but there are people that like really fit.
Yeah.
And like
And it's the ones that
trusting.
really care.
Yeah, I agree.
That's amazing. So, you are an expert in particular with hormone and gut health.
Hmm.
Um, we were joking before the show, and I said I was going to say this, that you analyze poop for a living. I've sent her my poop before.
I do.
It has happened. But tell me about what that means for somebody, why they should care about testing their hormones, testing their gut health, and how maybe something that maybe they're dealing with could be deeper to something with your hormones or gut. And how do they know that they should test those things?
Yeah. I mean, how you feel, of course. So like fatigue, brain fog, bloating, acid reflux, nausea, like, just not feeling well, which a lot of women come to us and they're just like, something's off. I just don't feel well, even though my doctor keeps saying I'm fine. So symptoms, but I actually would go and say, you don't just need symptoms because I have a lot of people who have chaotic labs, but they feel fine. And I would
Interesting.
yes. And I would question either they're fine is not
Maybe
fine.
different from somebody else's fine.
Right. They're normal and they only know what they know. My second thing is a lot of things change on a biochemical level before symptoms start, and then symptoms start, and then you get a diagnosis. So it's just catching it before you even feel it. And so that's why I'm a big proponent of doing labs. Not like there are some I do yearly, and then some I do like stool testing I don't do yearly, but definitely do it, every 3 years,
Oh, okay.
stay on top of it, even if you're feeling fine because you never really know. So,
So just a rule of thumb, just to get yourself checked out
Yeah.
and get a baseline and
Yeah.
understanding of what you're.
For sure.
Okay.
And there's a lot out there. There's stool testing, there's micronutrients, which should be done yearly.
And what does that mean?
The vitamins, minerals, amino acids. So testing any deficiencies. And it's not
Okay.
what your doctor tests for. We're testing both in the blood and also it's in the intracellular, so inside the cell. And that's where the party is. That's where all your nutrients need to go. So if
That's where the party is.
so if there's nothing actually getting into the cells, then, you're going to
Okay.
feel deficient.
So the cell is where the party is.
Yep.
And that's what I'm going to remember from this podcast.
Yes, exactly. There you go. There's your title. And then a comprehensive blood panel, like cardiovascular markers, full thyroid, like those are yearly.
Okay.
And then hormones, actually, that's a yearly for me. I feel like for women, when we're in our reproductive phase, when we test female hormones, I also test adrenals, which is our stress hormone, which, I don't know, I feel like we're susceptible to that. And so
When we're moving into perimenopause, this is a
Yeah.
big topic that everybody is I feel like it's a hot topic right now.
yeah.
Where honestly, I think a lot of people are like, oh, it's because I'm perimenopausal. And I've been guilty of it. I'm 37 years old. My body is shifting. I can feel it. Like I'm feeling weird things all the time. And I know maybe because I'm running a lot of businesses and
Yeah.
raising a family and all that, and I'm exhausted doing it all. But also, I'm sure my hormones have something to do with that.
Yeah.
So is there like particular testing for someone who's in that phase of life that's different from maybe what you would have tested me for 10 years ago?
No, I would still test all the basics still at the older 30s. Yes, I think it's assumed when you're hit 40, you're in perimenopause.
Mhm.
And typically we follow our moms. So if your mom was, late going into menopause, you tend to be, around that same time. But there are some shifts that happen. I think it just kind of depends on the patient. But no, I would say the same gambit of labs
Okay.
of you in your 20s and you in your 30s are pretty similar. Yeah.
And you're analyzing everything regardless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. You can't test, don't guess. You can't, work on anything if you don't know what's
test, don't
going.
guess.
Like, look
That's
at me.
another one.
Cliche.
You've got so many of these little quips. I love it. That's amazing. So we're talking about, testing all these things in our bodies. What role does fitness play in all of this in your mind as like a wellness practitioner? And,
Yeah.
what do you advise if people say, okay, so here are my labs. I'm seeing you need to up your vitamins in this, that, the other. Here's what I would recommend doing. Do you ever recommend like you need to move your body X amount of times a week in order to help combat or balance XYZ?
Yeah, we have a trainer, and she does plans for people who are in certain memberships.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and
That's so
we're kind
cool.
of combining our minds of like, hey, she has this going on. You obviously know the fitness part, but like we shouldn't have her be doing like HIIT or certain things, right? Because based on her like stress levels or whatnot or hormones.
Well, that's so interesting because if you go to just a fitness professional, which, if they're good, they'll ask the right questions.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to a gym and they say, you got to try this HIIT class, you wouldn't know that that's not actually good for your body and you're not doing yourself any service by going.
Yeah. And I think nowadays we want to go. And we want to do
Guilty.
like all the things, especially fitness. And people think like this is all good. And it is so important to move your body. And as we age, strength training, if you had to choose one thing, strength training will always be the number one. But more often than not, I actually see women doing too much fitness. And so their body's already in a stressed out state. And not that they could never get to that, but right now in this healing season, I'd be like, actually, you need to dial back.
Interesting.
Yes, which is weird. But no, I am a big proponent of walking. Our bodies are meant to be moving constantly. We're not meant to be sedentary, lifting those weights, gaining that muscle because we do lose it as we age. So we got to combat that. But yeah, I feel like women are actually doing too much.
It's probably a lot to do with society and the pressures of
weight loss.
Yeah.
And
I feel like right now we're coming out of an age where it used to be like you want to be skinny. Now I feel like it's good because people want to be fit.
I feel like it's coming back though.
You think it's coming back?
It's GLP-1s. I do feel like it's coming back. Like there's a lot of like idolizing around the very skinny. When that's actually not the goal.
Interesting. What are your thoughts on GLP-1 and have you been
No, we can
Are you okay with talking about it?
This is just a rabbit hole.
No, that's okay. I know. Well, it's another very hot thing right now.
Yes.
I am someone who thinks that for the right person, it makes sense.
Yes.
And I think there is a person where it is going to benefit. What are your thoughts?
I agree, but I think a lot of people think they need it and they've done it all. I've never seen a patient that swears to me, I've done it all. No, they have not done it all.
But have you done this?
Yeah, it's just little things of like, I work out, I try to eat healthy, but even that, there's so much to that. What do you mean you eat healthy? And is it actually healthy or is it what you think is healthy? And is it for your body? And then is it enough? So undereating is a huge issue. And when we undereat, our body will hold on to that fat. And so I see women who are eating the same amount toddlers should eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they are trying to lose weight, and I'm like, how do you expect your metabolism to be revving and on fire when you're barely fueling it? So, right, they're trying to lose weight. So that's why they might be considering a GLP-1. They're trying to eat less, when in reality, they're working out too much and they're eating too little. That is a recipe for like stubborn weight and just not feeling well. And that's when they're like, I'm doing it all. I'm like, you're not doing it all. Because there's a lot of like gray area of like what's doing it all. And then there's the stress we never assessed or environmental toxins because that's held in our fat cells. And that can be a reason, our bodies hold on to it, right? Like I think our bodies are incredible. I think they're meant for us to survive.
Yeah.
They're not meant to just fall apart. So if there's a reason that your body's holding on to it, I do think that there's a reason behind it.
Yeah.
So I think for a very, very small subset of people, for sure. So I'm not fully against, but I do see even in the functional and integrative space, it is honestly like unfortunately the first thing that kind of added into protocols because a lot of our patients have come to us after working with a lot of different people. And so I usually will ask for the care plans just to say, what have you done? What have you assessed?
Yeah.
And yeah, I've seen it where GLP-1s were recommended like up front. And I know they're trying to be like, my practice can get you results. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, this is your diet. And they still recommended a GLP-1. Like that's wild. So that's where I think it is honestly overprescribed.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense. And it's hard because it is controversial,
Yeah.
because now I was on Instagram and it's like, oh, you can get this little bottle. And then it's like all the small print of not tested by FDA in this version and this is derived by XYZ. And I'm like, oh gosh. And I was just, shown this on Instagram and I'm not looking for them.
Oh my gosh. For sure. And now I think there's affiliate programs where people that aren't licensed can have like an affiliate page and then they can sell it and make a little profit off of it. Now there's an MD prescribing, but it's just getting a little out of hand. But I know some people be like, well, stay in your lane. You don't do pharmaceuticals, but it runs into my lane when these people don't have an appetite now because they're on a GLP-1. Because now we're furthering the problem, right? It's just a Band-Aid. So a lot of people want to like go for that short win, which I get it, especially if you've been struggling for a while.
Work. It's exhausting and it's tough to get to the place you want to be when it's a distance from where you are right now.
Yeah. But also too, I feel like what's not talked enough about is GLP-1 is made in our gut. Like it's made naturally. So why isn't there more conversation about how can we improve gut to increase our GLP-1 naturally, right? Like, but here we go. It's just, I feel like that we should have got it by now. Like we should look back in the 80s and the 90s when, I don't know what drug it was, but there's also a drug that went really popular. Women were super, super, super skinny. But now I'm seeing women in their 50s and 60s. And I'm like, exactly, it gave you a short-term result. But now you're back to where you are because you didn't actually solve that root. So, I feel like I can nitpick through like, not even just conventional, I would say functional and integrative care is still, I used to be able to say that like, oh, just find someone functional and you're good.
Yeah.
And it's not a pill for an ill pharmaceutical, but it's a natural pill for an ill now.
Yeah.
And it sucks because now it's just be like, well, how do I know the right person? Like, I don't know.
No idea. Good luck.
I just really don't know anymore. So
then let's talk about improving our gut health. What are some things that we can do? Just rule of thumb, say, I know it's probably different for every single person and you have to look at their labs and everything.
Yeah.
But like for me, for instance, like if I am having gut issues and, what are some things that you would say, well, this in your diet is something that maybe you should avoid?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, we usually take people through elimination. It's a little bit more than elimination because a lot of people really hold on restricting, like take away gluten, take away dairy, and that's all they do. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much more to food as medicine than just taking it away because ideally you can bring those things back in. Because maybe it's just your gut is in a poor place and that's why you can't handle those foods. So I do like to kind of take them through that process. And ours is a little bit more intense with, more bone broth and again, using more of the healing properties found in food. But as we take them through that, people get to understand what foods feel best for them. Because, zucchini may not feel good for you, but it may be completely fine for them. And so that's kind of the goal there. But I think to keep it real simple is, can you grow it or can you kill it? That's how you know you're eating real food. And is your 3 meals a day packed with that? Or are you just eating healthy processed food? You're grabbing the jerky, you're grabbing the...
Which is easy and I do it. Those chomp sticks.
Yeah, I love those.
Can't help it. I have one a day at least.
Me too. But a lot of women will be like, I'm just going to grab, a chomp stick. And I'm trying to think of another like healthy processed food.
Well, like a protein bar.
And it's good ingredients. It's good ingredients. But when you take a look at like your day, and that is like half of your meals, and there's one meal that's actually the fresh foods, like the vegetables and the meats, exactly. You're still eating a heavy processed food diet. So just exploring your plate, and each plate is full of fresh foods, veggies, meats. That's the baseline that you can like start to focus on. Because if you do find yourself eating more processed foods, even if they're healthy, then that's a big red flag I see.
I bet your kids are like really thriving because they eat good food.
They do.
Health-wise.
They do.
Well, I think about, how we grew up. I mean, we didn't know any better. We were
Right.
eating Lucky Charms. We're eating all these things that are like magically delicious. But
Yes. Isn't that their lunch? Okay.
I came to me, I was like, I gotta
Right.
say it. But
It's like, that sounds familiar.
yeah, no, but like we're eating all these things that are like really not good for you, but we didn't know any better. And I feel like I'm in a healthy state now, but I eat grilled chicken, white rice, and a
Yeah.
roasted vegetable 3 days a week just because, number one, it's easy and quick. And I know that my body can handle it well. It's going to give me the fuel I need for the next day.
Yeah.
But we're busy people. We're moms, business owners, when we're having, especially now school year has started, we're driving our kids to school, driving to work, meeting with clients, having to make sure we're back in time to pick up the kids, getting back home, bringing to after school activities, because those are going to start in the next 3 days,
Yeah.
So I feel like the grab and go stuff is just inevitable.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like finding which of those items are the best for us.
Yeah. Yes. And I have in my bag, like I always have it for like emergencies or if things come up. But I also think that we've just pushed nutrition and food is like, I'll get to it if I get to it.
I'm guilty of that.
Yeah. When we, just as you put, a client in your calendar, we need to put mealtime in our calendar. We need to put it as a priority, just like you would any other appointment.
Do you do meal prepping for the week?
I actually don't.
Interesting.
Which is really surprising to some people.
Yeah.
Because my breakfasts are like very similar. It's like eggs and Greek yogurt and veggies are in my eggs, so like a scramble. So it's pretty same old, same old. And then lunches are typically leftovers or things like Snap Kitchen we'll have on hand. But I just try to make extra at dinner. And then I usually am cooking dinner all the time.
Yeah.
And I always make extra for the next day. So I actually don't. It's just not my jam, which is most people are like, how do you not meal prep and how are you able to do that? But
you don't have to. You have it figured out.
Yeah.
And you have in your brain, your meal is your priority.
Yes.
So since you have that mental switch, it's natural and easy for you. Whereas since for me, it's an afterthought and I honestly don't really like cooking. So that's also a problem.
Yeah.
I feel bad for my family.
I mean,
but it's just the way it is. And I know how to cook certain things and I'm pretty good at that. And I'll throw things together. If, we've got this and this and this in the fridge, I'll be like, that's a meal.
I like to meal plan dinners, so not prep, but on Sundays, I usually will sit there and meal plan.
Love
and
that.
That's helpful because I will be like you and be like,
It's 5 p.m.
chicken, rice, I don't know, like whatever veggie. And then, yes, my family will start complaining of like, this is so boring, or we've had this so many times. So when I meal plan just dinners, and then again, just that random like breakfast and lunch stuff, just our staples, that does help me stay creative in the kitchen. And where it's like, fun foods, things that we haven't made before. I'm like right now geeking over like Instagram recipes. So I'll just pop up my Instagram app.
Oh, that's fun.
Of all the ones I've saved, because we all have those. It's just like actually putting them to use.
Bookmark it. I have so many things bookmarked I'd like to do. Not even just recipes. Foreign adventures.
Yes. And travel one too.
Yeah. Okay, so I just thought of something that I did not talk to you about prior to this conversation, but you have chickens.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And you always talk about them on Instagram. And how many chickens do you have? What's the story? Do you eat their eggs?
Yes. We have 5. We had 6, but one died, and that was very traumatic. And one is like, I think on her way out because she's older. And
did you get them as chicks?
Yes,
how did this
raised
work?
them as like little baby chicks. And I'm allergic to cats and dogs, so that's why I had to get a little creative to the memories for the kids. But I had a couple growing up too, and I love them.
Oh, that's
they like
cool.
feed you, and they're just so cute and cuddly. We have a couple that are super cuddly with Faith, which is my daughter. But we raise them as chicks, and so we have a couple of the high egg production breeds, which they only last 2 to 3 years, so they don't last too long.
Wow.
And so one of my girls that are a little bit older, but even my husband was like, okay, I don't know if we're meant to do this chicken thing because I'm crying and I'm like, she's going to die soon. And he's like, we're going to be sad our whole life if we keep getting chicks. And, they start.
Especially the high producing ones that only last a few years.
Yes. So they're so great. Yes, we eat their eggs. They lay.
Do you have to do anything? This is me being total
It's so easy.
farm person, but do you have to do anything special with the eggs? Do you have to do anything to...
Definitely wash them, like just rinse them under water, but I don't until I eat them because I keep them out on my countertop. So if you don't wash them, you can keep them on the countertop. If you wash them, they have to go in the fridge.
Interesting.
It has this, like, you don't even see it, but it's like a very thin protective thing around the egg to help, like, not the bacteria get in the egg. It's very interesting.
They have like feathers on the eggs and stuff.
Sometimes they actually do come out of the same hole as they poop. Just saying. I didn't realize that. I thought they were like girls. Like,
yeah, where it's like,
our vagina, we have our butt. No, it's the same place. So that kind of made me view eggs a little bit differently.
So we always have to wash it, but not until right before.
Yes.
So
yes. And they're so good. And
do they just stay in your backyard? How does this work?
Yeah. They just hang out. It's so easy. And like, just make sure they have clean water and food. That's it.
All right.
And
I'm going to go home and be like, so we should get some chickens. And my husband's going to be like, you're never talking to Lahana again.
No, absolutely.
It's like eggs for life.
Yes, eggs for life. Eggs. They eat the insects. Like, why not? There's really not a con, to be honest.
Do they just walk around your backyard?
Yeah. And like when it's really hot, though, they'll like find shade and they'll dust bathe, which is so fun to like watch. So that's actually like how they shower.
What does that mean, dust bathe?
They literally like get in the dust, like a hole, they make a hole, and they just literally roll around and like it's just the funniest thing to watch. And that's how they shower. It helps them protect them from like lice and stuff like that in their feathers. So they get dirty to get clean.
So we have coyotes and stuff in our neighborhood. Are you just not too worried, or you think they're...
Because I think even though we are around a lot of nature, we also still have a lot of cars.
Mm-hmm.
We have them, but it's not like we live in the middle of nowhere and like there's a lot of wildlife. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're not backing up to one of the trails or anything. Yeah. So that helps.
Yes. But I make sure that we have an automatic door. So they go in their coop at night when the sun's starting to go down. Then the automatic door will let them out. And it's like
Did you and Doug build the coop?
I mean, we got like one of those,
kits.
Okay. And then, Doug built it. I didn't do anything.
Good job, Doug.
Yeah.
That's what Doug's her husband.
Yeah, that's his job. It's just the builder, the fixer.
He's the coop builder.
Yes.
That's so funny. Okay, so you mentioned, I'm going to digress away from the chickens.
Yes.
You mentioned that you were a teen mom. And I feel like that gave you so much. I talk about grit on another episode with my sister. How did that help you to become who you are? And also, becoming a mom so young it changes your whole busyness schedule like that. Because once you're a mom, you're twice as busy. And so getting your degrees, multiple degrees, starting your business, how did you do it all? Because my mind can't really wrap. And then you have a second child as well, your daughter. So how did you, what's going on, Lahana? Are you a magician who actually, you've got like two bodies and you're...
Yes. I mean, I think because I started young, I think that's why I can juggle really well now because it is so second nature to me. But I had to go back to work. I worked at Aldi. I was a manager there when we lived in Florida, and I had to go back to work.
Actually, yes, we're both from Orlando.
Yes.
And I forgot about that until just now.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. No, actually, I think I got the job when Isaiah was 2 weeks old because Doug and I had to move out to an apartment. We needed money. So I went back to work at 2 weeks old, which is crazy. And then I never stopped school. So I went right out from the hospital. I did like my senior year as early admission. So I already had 1 year of college down in my senior year. So then I was going into my second year and I was just doing it at a community college. And I felt like my vagina was going to fall out of my body because I just gave birth, but I was in the bookstore getting my books. I was in a lot of pain.
You probably shouldn't have even been walking around in general.
No, 100% no. But then that was honestly easy looking back because all I did was sleep and eat. Yes, I was sleep deprived, but I just did online, like my classes online. So I just did that and then just worked. And I mean, I like buying. It's not that hard. I know some people would be like, no, that's pretty hard, but I feel like it was okay. I got help from my parents, which was really great. So not so much with Faith because by the time I had Faith, I was able to stay at home with her for like 8 months. And that was when I was like, okay, I'm getting bored, which I love her. I love that time. But I was like, I want to put my degree to work. Like, I want more. And so that's when I started Nuvitru. But yeah, just looking back, I think just being so young and having to juggle things just made it easy today. So yeah, now I got my doctorate last year, finished that up. Ran the business. Doug and I remember we were remodeling our house by ourselves. That was on my docket. And then, yeah, kid stuff, marriage stuff. So yeah, to me, it's second nature. It's pretty easy.
Busy is normal.
Yes.
And keeps you going.
But I can chill too. A lot of people think I'm always on. And I obviously teach we need to rest. And I'm queen at that. Me and Faith will binge hardcore, Gilmore Girls, One Tree Hill, all the classics,
goodies.
the goodies.
Yes. I'm so happy you're introducing Faith to those shows because they're so good. You have to.
So don't get me wrong. I get a lot of chillin'. I will read 4 books in a weekend. I'm a fast reader, but when I say I chill. So it really isn't all hustle because I don't believe in that either.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So your son just started high school. How are you feeling? How's your mom heart?
It's so bittersweet. I'm so excited. I feel like because I had kids young, I feel like it's not that long ago that I was, in his shoes. That honestly, raising teens are so amazing. I love it. It's my favorite part of childhood so far.
Well, I remember years ago, you and I were chatting right after I had seen you and Doug going for a walk, just the two of you. And I was like, oh, it's so nice you guys were able to go for a walk, just the two of you. You're like, yeah, my kids are so big, they can just stay at home if we're in the neighborhood by themselves. And I remember when that happened, and I was like, that's crazy.
That's cool. He'll get there. Yeah, because your kids were little.
They were babies at that time.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny.
Yeah.
And I just remember that. And now I can't believe he's in high school. That's cool.
Yeah. Yes. So it's very bittersweet. So I love it. But even this morning was I know I'm saying, oh, happy freshman year. But I'm like, before I know it, I'm going to say, I can't believe you're graduating this year. And that sucks. So I told him, I was like, don't worry, I'll come to you and see you at your dorm. We'll go to school together. But being on my professional level, I also want to start teaching. So ideally, I would love for him to stay local, but whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
And that'd be really cool if I was able to be a professor at whatever college you went to, so we could at least still get together. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. Okay, so that kind of segues into my next question. We've talked a lot about your success and everything you've created at this point, 10 years in on your business, and what led to that point. But what does success look to you? Do you feel like you found success? Are you still trying to seek whatever success is? So what is your consideration of success? And what does it mean for you to achieve that?
I feel successful currently. I have amazing kids. We're all healthy. I am in a great place in my career. But is there a next level? Yes. Will there always be a next level I want to get to? Yes. Will I probably work the rest of my life? Yes, because I love what I do. So I am successful, but there is a next level. But I think asking any entrepreneur that, I think their answer would be the same. It's just what's next? But I do try to make sure that I enjoy where I'm at and remind myself of the journey. And yes, what I have now, I prayed for 7 years ago, right? So I try not to lose sight of that because we are hard on ourselves. And it is oh, I should be here, but I'm still here, Yeah. And so it's always bringing me back down to be I've done a lot.
Yeah.
And I really need to be proud
and
of
quickly.
That. Yeah.
Truthfully, you think about, and honestly, it helps in this day and age that we're able, if we have the right tools, to grow so quickly because of social media, because of, and being able to know how to use those tools. It helps us to grow more quickly than somebody would have 10 years ago, 15 years ago in either of our businesses,
I actually, that question was brought up on a podcast actually that I was on the other day. And do you think so? Because we also didn't have as much competition 10 years ago. We still had social media, but it wasn't.
I think authenticity holds a lot, though. So I think that as long as you are authentic to yourself in these mediums, people kind of see through and
the BS for sure.
Because I can tell when, in my field, when someone's maybe a little bit less qualified or,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. And more than ever, it is so much of that.
Well, in your realm, I feel like everybody's an expert. Like, oh, I like to work out, so now I'm an expert.
Yes, I see a lot of that for sure.
Which is, or this has worked for my body, so I'm going to share that with everybody but like one size doesn't fit all.
Yes. And then it just contributes to the noise, all the noise. And I think that's honestly such an issue is they get so much information and they're like, what one's right? And it's just like, you don't know what's right until like you test. That's why like I'm a big fan of that. But at the end of the day, yeah, there's just so much. There's so much. And it's changing. My industry is also hard because it is forever changing. There's always like new research and new things.
How do you stay up on the research? What do you do?
Well, that's why I loved being in my doctorate because that forced me.
Yeah.
'Cause research was such a big part of all my assignments. So it has been harder since being out of school to like make it a priority.
Yeah. Well, because you're so busy doing many, many other things.
And I love that. That's why I'm like, maybe if I become a professor, I'll like have to be forced to do that.
You're like, next goal, being a professor.
Yeah, my
Hold
husband's
me
like,
accountable.
there's nothing else you can get, Lahana. I'm like, okay, I love school. So to me, I'm like, okay, fine.
I love that you love school. That's super cool. Especially in your field. If somebody didn't love educating themselves, there's a problem.
Yeah, because then you won't be looking for like research and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I love it. So yeah, I just try to stay up to date. I have a couple like subscriptions and stuff. And of course, social media, if there's anything that's kind of coming on, I'll like try to look it up and make sure to assess it myself because even, there's still research that, it's being shared on social media and people take it the wrong way, right? There's lots of gray area stuff. So
yeah,
try to make sure that I understand it fully and not just taking like other people's opinions about it.
That makes sense. So I'm a big creature of habit in the health realm of life just because, routines and habits are formulating kind of a healthy lifestyle, in my opinion, if those habits are good ones.
Yeah.
So what does your routine look like? And like from when you wake up, is it the same every single day pretty much?
I would say pretty much. I make my matcha and I digital plan, which is a whole other thing that people are like, I want this. They're like, how do you do it? It's just simply like instead of having a physical planner, I just have it on my iPad. And, I have my Apple Pencil and all that. So I plan my day, what I need to do. But there's also things I am doing on a monthly and a weekly. So I kind of start my day with going back to, hey, what did I plan on Monday or Sunday for the week? Like, what's the list I need to do, right? So I just kind of get organized for my day. I try to get movement in. My favorite time is mid-morning. I'm not a late night workout person. I'm not a too early because I do need to have food in my stomach. So I will usually eat breakfast before that, work out, and then try to get some like steps in. But I have a walking treadmill under my desk. So if that's like, oh, it's a really busy day, I need to get my steps at the desk. Yeah. That's what I do. But if I do...
Are you a person who's like, I need X amount of steps a day?
My goal is 8, but I try to get over 10. But like 8 is like my minimum that I'm like okay with because every day is different. Some days I'll get like 12, but some days I'll get 8 and it's fine.
I went to Disneyland and I got a lot.
You're like 20?
What? Yeah. I looked and I was like, that's a lot of steps. It was like, I think it was like 18,000.
Wow. That's crazy. Your feet hurt. I know that.
It was all right.
I know. Actually, you're pretty active, so that might not be like nothing for you.
Well, I was wearing like proper shoes. Helps.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I never really think about that going to a theme park, to be honest. And coming from Florida, I'm actually not a fan of theme parks. So
going to Florida, I am.
You are.
I love it. I love Disney World. I love Disneyland.
Love that.
I love the mouse. Give me all the magic.
Oh my gosh. I think I was burnt out being younger and just always doing them. So it was never anything new or fun. And then the weather.
I know.
It's so hot.
I know. But if you go to Disneyland in California, which is what we did this past summer, it's like gorgeous and lovely.
Just as good as Disney World?
No.
Okay.
But it checks the box.
Okay. Scratches it. Okay.
And they have Star Wars Land, which is super fun for the kids, and they also have all the superheroes.
Okay. So. I will say California is probably one of the states that I'm a homebody, so I hate travel. I know that's crazy. So my husband has to pull me out to like travel.
So funny.
I love my routine. I love just being home and just having all my things. But California is the one state that I love going to. It's the weather, it's the food. Like you can stay healthy so easily there. Unlike Florida, I feel like it's so hard. There's not a lot of like farm to table restaurants. Like there's just so many things that.
And if it is, it's very expensive.
Oh, really? I feel like I can't find any. So I'd honestly rather get expensive, but it's all
Yeah.
corporate, right? It's all like the Chili's and the Applebee's
chains.
and I don't know.
Yeah.
So I do love California. So
Yeah.
we'll have to go to Disneyland.
You got to do it.
Maybe
And
I'll
it
change my
might,
mind.
I mean, it might make you like the mouse a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so you told me a mantra that has stuck with you, and I'd like to share it.
Oh, yeah. What'd I put?
You said, if tomorrow isn't guaranteed, what are you waiting for? And I love that so much. What does this mantra mean to you, and why is it meaningful?
Yes. I feel like it's been really meaningful because my mom passed away a couple months ago.
I'm
So
sorry.
going through the grief process.
Yeah.
Hold on. So I think just understanding how life is so short
Mhm.
and just that reminder of losing someone so close to you just reminded me of how short it is, and to wake up every day and do what you need to do and accomplish your goals because tomorrow really isn't promised.
Yeah.
I'm making you cry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. No, but that's beautiful. And honestly, I mean, it's easy to say that, but I actually live by it. And you
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
are living by that mantra. So
For sure.
you should be proud. I know your mom is probably very proud.
Yeah, she
Watching
is.
every step. She's going to be watching you as a professor.
Yes. But yeah, every day I wake up, and if I feel fear or anything that's just like, you're not ready, or I don't know, whatever excuse you tell yourself of just
The
like,
imposter syndrome.
yes,
all the
everything.
things. Yeah.
That I'm like, if I die tomorrow, will I regret like not doing it? Like what, who cares? Like what
Yeah.
actually matters? And so then that gets me out of that little funk, and I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's go get it.
Good for you. Yeah. Starting this podcast was scary and weird for me, and like just a little bit uncomfortable because it's not in my norm. It like took me so long to get rid of my imposter syndrome with my design business. Then I started a store, and it was like getting over the hump of like the weirdness of promoting like the store and that feeling strange to me, you know.
What's so crazy is you're so talented. So, and I'm sure like people would say this about me or whatever, but I'm like, why would you ever feel imposter syndrome?
Well, that's very kind.
And I'm sure someone say the same about me. Like, you're so good at what you do. Why would you ever be fearful of like,
next
making
step,
the
or
make move? Yep. And we're our biggest critic.
But new things are scary. But like the reason you're successful and the reason you found such an amazing business is because you've pushed the barrier and you've taken the risk and you've done the scary thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and that's what we need to teach our kids. And I feel like you're a very good example of that for your children, of doing the scary thing and taking the leap to, number one, educate yourself so that you're legit at what you're doing and also have passion in what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I also lived a little bit in Delulu land, I think, when you start a business, because you don't really know. So you just like, oh, yeah, we got this. It's like toxic positivity. And then you're in it and you're like, what did I sign up for?
Like,
let me go back to that Delulu land where I was just like, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, Delulu land. It's a real place. It's been there many a time.
I like to be there. Maybe stay there. Because then, yes, you're not in your head and you're not worried about like, what are other people thinking, or what if I fail? And I mean, ideally you want to fail. At least that's showing that you're making moves.
Well, and when you fail, that's when you learn and you're like, okay, this is what I need to do differently. And sucks that happened. But here we are, we're pivoting, and it's going to be even better now for everybody else coming along.
100%.
So
100%.
Super cool. All right. Okay, so then something I plan to ask all my guests, so we can learn a little something special to take away from you personally. Do you have any rituals or little joys that help anchor your day-to-day life?
Oh,
what anchors you on your day-to-day?
My matcha.
Your matcha? My matcha.
I mean, it's almost...
I drink it with oat milk.
Yeah, it's almost though like a ritual, right?
Yeah.
Like it's where I make it and I plan my day and I get like connected with my goals. I even meditate. I'll do red light sometimes while doing it. I'll mix it up, but it's the
Do you have a red light mask for your face?
No, and I don't recommend the mask because you should get the more bang for your buck and just get the the like a medium size machine. And that way, like, yeah, it's on the dining room table. I'll put it on my face, but I'll also like put it on my abdomen and put it on my back and all that stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd put my money towards something that's like you can multitask
Love
in
that.
different areas of the body. But yeah, it's just the one, I feel like, time of the day that I just get to get connected to myself and like what I need to do and what I desire. And it anchors my morning is everything because then it anchors the rest of my day. And I'm
I
good.
love that.
Yeah.
It's super
It's
cool.
my matcha.
I love that. Matcha and planning.
Exactly.
It's like, I love that. That's
Boom.
great. Yeah. So you also have 2 podcasts, which we haven't even
Yeah.
dabbled in. So what are the names of your podcasts and who are they geared towards? And how do people listen?
Yes. You can listen where all podcasts play. I do in Spotify, all that. My first one is Functional Nutrition Radio, which is the one I've had since 2015. It was more interview-based, but I would say the last, I don't know, maybe 3 years, it's just been solo me. So I'm just geeking out on like whatever topic there is out there, or like just my mom. Like I kind of shared my grief process and how what I did like leading up to, I've been in like pre-grief stuff for like 2 years. So I was able to show up for my mom, right, the way that I wanted to. So just little things like that, a little personal, little like health. And then my other one is Power Women Wellness, and that's more interview driven, where I'm interviewing powerful women and getting insights on their life and being able to juggle it all. Because I don't know, I'm just nosy. I'm just like, what are you doing?
That's like Here with
Exactly.
Laura. I'm like,
You're
come
right.
to Here with Laura. I'm going to ask you all the personal questions.
I love it.
I must know.
I love it. It's just a great connection too, because I love networking and getting out in the community. So why not make like your networking a win-win? Like I have content, you have content, we're getting to know each other. I feel like it's a win-win. I love it.
Let's just chit chat.
Yeah.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. If you want to follow Lahana on Instagram, she has multiple accounts. You've got Dr. Lahana, and is that more of your personal one where it's just like you?
Yes, personal, professional though.
Yes.
Me, yes, and then Nuvitru Wellness, which is the business one. And yes, this is new. It all used to be all in one, but I was like, you know what? I have like personal, professional things that are outside Nuvitru. So,
well, it's just I have the Living Oak interior design one, and then I also have in the Living Oak home, which is the store. But then I also have Here with Laura.
Okay, you're worse than me. You have 3.
My best friend James the other day goes, I found this picture of us. I'm going to post it on Instagram, and then I'm going to tag all 10 of your accounts. I'm like, all right. It was very funny.
Yeah.
No, I only have 3.
But your personal?
Oh, yes, so I have 4.
4. Yeah, you double the work.
I've got personal, professional, the store, and the design business. It is excessive, but it's like they're all separate avenues. You have to.
They really are. They serve a different purpose for
and
each.
I don't need my face all over the other 2 all the time.
Yeah, especially when you're building the brand. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Whatever. Anyway, so Nuvitru Wellness, Dr. Lahana, and then on YouTube, youtube.com/Nuvitru Wellness.
Yep.
And then on TikTok, you're Dr. Lahana.
I'm actually not. I am on TikTok, but I don't actually go on TikTok. That's like my assistant. So if you message me on TikTok, I probably won't get back to you. I'm mostly on Instagram.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm on TikTok.
Perfect. Awesome. And then you can learn more about your business on nuvitru.com.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lahana, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This was so fun. And thanks for spending a little time here with Laura. If you enjoyed today's conversation, I'd love if you could like, subscribe, and share with your friends. It means and helps me more than you know. And you can find out more about me, today's guests, and everything we talked about in the show notes. Until next time, take care of yourself and don't forget to make space for what really matters.